Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Match found.
Yeah, so I would say insta-lock whoever you want to play, as fast as possible. Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad now.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, they dodged. The thing is, like, with the replacement, I saw like many Ascendant or even Immortal people in my lobby, and I never reached even Diamond. My highest peak is Plat 2. So yeah, it was scary to see them.
Yeah.
After my own heart.
Alright, some people, I have some
Hello?
friends that dropped all they were ascended and they chopped all the platinum, so that's why you might get them in your lobby.
Yeah, I got
Brother,
replaced
you
gold
are
one, and after
equality
that was
of
like
God.
all
You
wins.
are
But then
losing.
I was like 1 hours in Plat 2, and I was about to reach
Wanna rush B or what?
I was like 99 hours in Plat 2,
can
and I
stim
was
you.
about to
Deadlock,
reach.
do you have a ghost
Oh
skin?
my god, they are so loud. Sorry, I can't hear
No, it's
myself.
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I only had 1 hour to reach Plat 3, and I lost after that. It went
it's okay.
downhill.
Go rush, I smoke.
Stim beacon here.
It is nothing.
One enemy remaining.
I'm on SP,
So I would get confident. So I would say some ideas is as you are entering. So when you throw the Roomba, I would say throw the Roomba while you're still in the smoke rather than like running out, because like you could kind of get like punished there where they could shoot you.
Yeah.
And then the other idea is just take your time with your shots. So really make sure you come to a full stop when you're shooting. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Anyone has Guardian skin? Can request? Thank you.
I can flash for you.
Safety
Flash
off.
for you.
No, it's okay, don't request later. I stim you and the smoke.
Beacon
Flash.
down.
I don't smoke, come back. I smoke, I smell, we can cross.
Down.
That's okay.
I normally don't have this much talk to lobbies. I don't know what's happening right now.
That's okay.
Launching smoke.
I smoked. I trade you, don't worry.
Could be main.
Okay, so one check main. Go, nice. I have money for this spike.
Spike planted.
Grenade!
He's out.
Ouch! Precision kill.
Nice.
Thank you.
One enemy remaining.
Grenade!
He's having.
Okay.
Flawless.
Nice, good job.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
Such trash.
Nice, good shots. That was really good.
Thank you.
Reloading.
Let's go, dude. Some
There's
zero
no
kill.
need for the enemy to suffer. Kill them fast.
I wouldn't mind if you try to get warp here. So then you're one away from ultimate. And if you get one kill, you can maybe use your
Look, we
ultimate
gotta
even on
fake
this
it,
round.
yeah?
And you guys
They
can
will
maybe
take it,
win the
they will
round.
take it,
So I should take the orb and the one kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go in, Raze.
Don't make any noise, just wait, yeah. I'm gonna throw one smoke only at least.
They're faking. Nice.
Okay, let's go. I'm coming. Let's go. I smoke market and CT.
Smoke's down.
Bomb buddy out.
Go, I trade you.
Feeling sight.
I check copy.
Grenade!
Maybe ask Brimstone to
Okay,
give you
yeah,
bomb.
that's three there.
Can I get the plant, please?
Yeah,
So I can-
wait.
Spike dropped. Got the spike.
Oh, wait.
Give me.
I have the spike.
There you
Oh,
go.
why did you
I'm
throw
ready,
barrier?
I can manage.
Spike planted. My ult's ready.
Molly.
And you can use your ultimate. Yeah,
Market,
there you go.
market.
Satchel out.
Oh my god.
One
Oh my
enemy
God.
remaining.
There you go. Nice. That's okay.
That's scary.
Yeah, I have to.
That's
I
good.
have to wait for
I
my.
think you guys will probably win this
No,
round.
I have to wait for Klaus. No, it's not. He hurt me. I ran.
Okay.
Nice, good job.
Easy one
Ah,
tap.
it's big round to win. Yeah,
one-
good job.
One tap.
Yeah, so usually you would probably like
I
find
thought
yourself
you know
losing
about that.
this
That's
third
nice,
round, but because you had like
I
you
don't
got so
even
many
know
kills
how
and
it's wondered
you
here.
got your ult really early, it helps you
Raze.
secure for this third one.
Oh.
Can I get a drop?
Reyna, what was the problem
Can I
with
get a
the
drop?
Doria?
I need to play. I can't.
It's okay.
It's so hard to concentrate on everything. It's just so.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I don't want to talk too much because I know sometimes it could be overwhelming.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon here.
Bomb buddy out.
I have skin now.
Come.
Out of here.
Nice.
Come back, eh? Come back.
Grenade. Still inside.
Launching
Satchel out.
smoke. Take it down.
One enemy remaining.
Where was the last one?
There you go, nice. Shot.
I'll burn brighter than their
Well, that's so
phoenix.
good.
Just watch me.
Guys. Okay, last game I dropped 35. I've been dropping match MVP for 4 rounds, 4 games. Can I drop match MVP now? Maybe double rank up?
No,
I
it's
think they're
mine.
gonna surrender. I think they're gonna
Please.
surrender.
No, I'm
Well,
MVP.
now-
I'm MVP.
I think for
I need
now,
a Raze.
I am.
Please, I need
Yeah.
one more.
You have one kill, maybe get like 2 of them. Just
My this race kills them all before I kill them, man.
go.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon down.
Oh no.
3 mid. Why are they triple peeking, man?
Grenade.
3 mid, dude.
Come, Raze.
Ah, nice try.
خلاص
So I would say be aware for like these
thank you.
aggressive plays. You can like stack it. Another idea. So 2 ideas I would say is think about what aggressive plays you can make, and another idea is when a person flashes you,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Jet where
He's hacking.
you can like dash away or smoke on top of yourself. With Raze, you could satchel at them. So if you get flashed, throw a satchel at them and pop it onto them, and so then they can't really properly swing onto you when you get caught off guard like that.
Okay.
So it prevents them from being able to swing with their flash.
So, if I get flashed, the
Okay,
first
go.
instinct is just to throw
Throw your
satchel.
satchel
Yeah.
and then pop it. Yeah.
Okay.
Chamber gonna play off for sure this round.
I'm
He's gonna
taking
play
mid
right
every round. Yeah, no, he plays here usually.
Look, I'm gonna play anti-flash, okay? She flash you, I think. Just keep going wide.
You want to play? Let's play.
I'm getting body blow.
Sorry.
Joke's over.
Come on,
You're
he's gonna
dead.
flash.
Smoke's down.
Reloading. Target spotted B.
You're safe.
Satchel out. Target.
Up mid.
Go get him.
Reloading.
There.
Okay, that's the key.
Launching smoke.
Last player standing.
Enemy
That
down.
was bad.
Nice try. Yeah, definitely. I think you could take your time rather than spamming it, or like if he while you're spamming it, and then if he peeks you while you're spamming it, rather than continuing your spam, because it's gonna be hard to control your spray.
Enemy remaining.
Reset yourself. Don't be scared to like stand back up and then stop shooting, and then reset your recoil and take another shot. Especially at around platinum, diamond, you have a lot more time than you think. The time to kill is much
I don't
lower.
lie.
Some things you just
So
can't
don't be
see.
scared to like, even though this guy might hit you first in the body like once or twice first, all you need is like 1 shot to the head or 2 shots to the head.
I
with
play with
Phantom
music, so when you spectate me, give me info.
Yeah.
Play with no sound.
So, before I used to play a lot of like Vandal, but now I switched to Phantom because it's more quicker. So it's like, if I've noticed like if you need to make quick decision, it's better with the Phantom, but I can still
You know what to do.
control the recoil. I'm getting used
Look,
to
do
it.
the same race, do the same.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you feel comfortable, I'm all for.
Grenade. Satchel out.
Smoke's down.
Nice try. Definitely, I think you could wait. Another idea is, I know sometimes we're talking and stuff like that, so it might be hard to like gather this info, but always check your leaderboard if they have op or not, or like have enough for op money. And a good idea is, because you have op money, some players will do that. They will like wait until your Roomba for the very last second to see if you swing. And then if you do, they just like take the shot and dash away. So make sure your Roomba fully like explodes or actually like hits them before swinging when you know that they could have an op.
Oh, I see.
Especially when they're dealing with chamber and jet players, they're going to probably op in general. So just be aware of checking your
One enemy
leaderboard,
remaining.
and then making sure
player
your
standing.
Roomba fully explodes.
Okay.
Not defusing.
Is this as like I was like killed remain before, like way before, and I used to bait my own turret, so I was
fast,
using
man.
the
Can I have the
same
champions?
idea
I
with the
think
bomb bot. Is I like bait the bomb bot, but yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It's the same idea for sure. I think you just have to think or listen for another sound cue where like
You can
if
go
the
for
player
jump.
shoots the
Please go.
boom bot, then you know their attention is taken away from looking at you, but now is at the boom bot,
If you kill one,
and that's when you swing. Or when the boom bot explodes, and that's when you as well.
Launching smoke.
Dropped.
One enemy remaining.
Grenade.
Nice.
4 seconds.
Last one is probably A player because it's chamber.
He's gonna be on it.
He's top mid, I think.
Medic.
Yeah, he was top mid.
That was 120, 120.
Brain, too big. Why is he going? Why is he going, guys?
Every gun out. Nice.
Here, amigo.
Entry
Eco
goddess.
Yes.
Remember to talk to each other out there.
Entry
We
goddess.
communicate, we win.
Is that what they're saying?
Go Eco Hunter, go. They're on Eco, I think now.
Anyone need something?
I smoke and stim.
Smoke's
Get
down.
out of my way.
Beacon down.
I'm with you,
Bomb buddy out.
Oh my god,
Ah, nice try, nice try.
So unlucky.
I didn't expect them to spray that.
Yeah, I would say definitely just take your time.
Try
There's no rush. Another thing is, notice how like you're trying to shoot the chamber, and you're like, I would say like you might have like got caught off guard that like he got around that corner or he was that deep. So one thing you might notice that is that you instantly started crouching and then shooting at the wall, and you start trying to like track him right after, right? But then like it makes it like way too hard for you to kill him. So a better idea is, rather than whenever you get a kill and reacting like by thinking about I need to kill him as fast as possible by like crouch spraying or something like that, because you didn't expect him to be there, take your time to line up your shots, and those are like really good moments to to not like fully commit to your shot selection. You'll shoot like at the wall and
Man,
with
if they don't retake fast, I would have won the round,
yeah.
I swear.
If I like throw my nade there, was it good or
have
was
time
it like
for
bad
this
spot
session.
to use you two?
I think it was okay to use your
Let's go
nade
next,
there,
next.
but I think another idea,
I
I
go
think it would
into duel.
indirectly like not you like make you not get spammed, but considering that they are poor that round, we have to watch out for like Stinger, Buckies, and they could play in their own smoke, right? So I would say you could Roomba the smoke first to clear the smoke, and then you could
Phoenix
nade
gonna ult
into
it.
market.
You want to play? Let's play.
Here comes the party. Bomb buddy out.
Wait.
Smoke's down.
Grenade.
Beacon
Go,
here.
Satchel out. Infect.
On side, stairs.
One on side.
Pressure stairs, I'm with you.
One enemy remaining.
Nice, good job. I was searching for the last dude. I didn't know you did it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Kidding. My knees are gonna.
But yeah, so I think one idea for your Raze ultimate, I definitely could have maybe held onto it, like visually see the player or like know for sure that they're there before like actually committing towards it. But yeah, because I think you just kind of like wasted it.
Up the
Yeah.
gate, up the gate,
Just
up
shooting
the
him,
gate. I have up the gate.
I anti-flash, okay? I flashed.
Raze, do you know optic A?
No.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon down.
Oh, that's just unlucky.
Let's try. So yeah,
This is
you know that they
optic A.
play aggressive. Like, try to do your best so game sense wise. Think about like the plays that they could potentially do. This chamber could swing like wide out on A main like that, and then like get a fight going on and just TP away. Or you could do that in B main as well. And also like Phoenix flashing around A main instantly to fight you guys. So consider these possibilities and think of ways that how can we counter that. And one idea I would say is like maybe rely on KO here for a little bit. Hey KO, because you
Try
play
to go for
aggressive
the
A
cool
main,
clip. Raze was
and it
watching
solves all
you.
your problems, can you knife my A main or like can you knife A main to figure out if they're there or not.
I've got your trail.
If you don't have a KO, for example, you could ask like, or you could use your own abilities. You could Roomba it first, like jump spot it and Roomba. But yeah, don't dry peek when you know that they could potentially have these like plays that they could be making.
Last round before the switch.
Okay. Can we go A again, please?
Yeah.
Come. I'll try to do.
What are you saying?
Look,
Can
I
we
think
go
for
A?
you, just pick
Right
one
here.
so I can pick with you.
I need help.
Can you knife or aim in for me?
I might have found
He's
the
new. Why not?
the entry
Guys,
goddess.
Throw it
Right here.
Can you knife?
There.
I
Go,
can,
go.
I can.
Thank you.
I will go in with you.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon down.
Get low. Grenade. Satchel up.
Money doesn't.
Prepare for hellfire.
Stab your feet.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was bad.
Nice try, nice try. I think you could have.
One main.
Last player.
I think you could have held where you
What? Tell
were.
me from main.
Because you can kind of see like you got caught off guard while you're like pressing W key, and it's really awkward when you're getting in a fight, moving forward and backwards. So I think you just like stay tucked where you were, and just get ready to move side to side rather than
again.
slowly creeping forward.
Oh, I see.
But yeah,
Switching sides.
I play.
not a bad half. 9-3.
Oh, Deadlock, can I have your
No,
sheriff?
jeez.
Maybe 9-3 curse. Sorry, I. You got it.
DDL.
Where do you wanna play? Side or mid?
I wanna play mid.
Zerdy dog.
Can I play mid?
What?
Can you request sheriff Zerdy dog?
Where are you gonna
think
pick?
Zerdy
Top
dog
or
muted me.
mid?
There.
I'm gonna pick mid, top.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Can you
Guys,
watch here?
guys.
Can you watch here if you wanna play mid?
Deadlock, so check there. I pick with you. We pick together. Guys, throw your knife
Right here.
instantly.
Together.
I turbo carried last game. Someone's here to carry me now.
Spike down B.
Stim beacon here.
Grenade.
Down you
Okay,
go.
well,
Nice.
Jet's grounded.
Jet one. Oh,
One
nice.
enemy
See?
remaining.
Where was the last one?
Oh, you are the
the
native
lobby.
Oh, yeah,
to
it's like you
bullets.
Could go with Brimstone.
Wait.
yeah.
Oh.
Be quiet.
Probably just wait until Deadlock sees.
Jiggle him.
Last player standing.
No,
Oh, you got up close.
that was
that
that
was fun.
That was
He's
bad.
inside, yeah.
The little
Oh,
1v3
you got the
throw.
knife, guys, Rich.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was my
Rich has
bad,
every
to be
single
honest.
skin,
I
man.
shouldn't. I don't know.
Spike
I think
planted.
one idea is be mindful how you peek close to the wall. The reason why it's not
He's
too
full
great
HP.
to peek on the like right against the wall sometimes is because the
I
players
know it. Nice try.
will see your shoulder
My
first.
bad.
And another idea is because you're closer to the wall, when a person swings around the corner, it'll look like they're moving much faster because how closer they are. Versus if
Come
you're
stack,
further
stack,
away from the angle,
gonna do
Yeah,
that.
when people swing, people look a little bit slower
Sheriff
because they're
skin.
so far away. And that could help you with
Come
like
here,
reacting
come
to
on,
that.
they're not gonna go B, impossible. Unless they're stupid.
Thank you.
They want to die.
I shouldn't buy it a second round, but I don't know. I just felt like it.
Get out of here.
Nice, good shot.
Thank you.
Just too smart. Can you shoot the dog for me?
Grenade.
Rotating,
It's
rotating.
gonna hit.
You hate me.
There.
One mid.
Jet has Vandal, I'm not gonna peek.
I'm gonna pick that.
There. There.
Vandal.
Loosen up.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
that's
Good
it.
shot.
You get the bundle. Careful, A lobby. There was chamber there.
He went back. Yeah, both were there, both
Oh,
were
okay.
there.
Okay.
One enemy
down.
remaining.
There.
Mid top.
Help!
Wait, come. Wait, come.
I need to get up the key.
That's
Up the key for me, up the key for me!
Nice. So I would say one idea is don't be scared to
I had the shot
stay.
of my life for up the key.
After killing that jet,
I live for
so
up the key.
when you're telling your teammates to take the vandal, hold that angle for them so then they feel a little bit more safer, like just in case.
No.
Yeah. Good shots, really good shot.
You wanna
Thank you.
pick man?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. You gotta stay here, you're gonna push so that I know.
I'm
where to
gonna stay. I'm not gonna push.
So you stand, you're not gonna move forward.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah. Okay. You can crouch in front of me.
Mid lane.
Grenade.
Dim beacon down.
Oh, I shouldn't.
I think you were just a little bit too wide, where you're forced to like, if you miss your shot, you're just stuck there, right? So I think you gotta play to like where the deadlock is, where she died, a bit closer towards the wall here, so then you can at least fall back. But once you're like past that point, you're fully committed to that duel, and it's gonna be a really hard like way for you to like. It will just be hard for you to leave if you miss your shot.
No, I see. I felt like instead of putting the nade, I should have like when I peeked, when I was like here watching there, I should have like put the bomb bot,
Enemy remaining.
and
No!
I don't know.
I could have killed the other guy first. What the fuck plants there?
None of my stuff has malfunctioned yet. Can we celebrate that?
Right here.
I don't have money.
Oh, sorry. What? I was muted. I can't see your cursor on
see it,
your
Sheriff?
mini map for some reason. So you'll just have to ping what you were like
Can you request
talking about.
Marshall?
Wait, you can't see.
Marshall, please.
You can't see what?
Your cursor, like when you open up your mini map. I can't see your cursor, so I can't see like what you're pointing at.
Ping here. I was like here, right? And I threw the nade mid link.
Down.
I shouldn't have like bombard and I don't know. Was the
I
nade
think it
good?
was. Yeah, I think the nade was good.
Okay, good.
Bomb buddy out. Grenade.
Good.
Yeah, 3 rotated already.
Let's smoke them.
That was bad.
Minus 50 each.
I think you
I
could
got
have. You didn't need to push into the smoke. Another good way to. I mean, you guys were down to play, but I would say you don't have to make such an aggressive play yet.
Last player standing.
And if you do, you have to make sure like the timings are the positions that they could play in. So making sure like one idea is because of how that smoke is thrown, you actually could clear that left side first because the people on the right side of B main can't see you at all. Exactly right. So if you clear that left side first, and then you could like play around the smoke for sure.
Okay.
Spike planted.
So I don't know, like I started off like playing good, but like I feel like I played good, but now I feel like this is the inconsistency I've been talking about. Like now I don't feel like myself anymore. Like I don't feel like I'm playing good anymore.
Yeah, I would say one idea is
man.
in general you would have like a little like because you're starting to play Raze now, but over time you start building like a mental book of like plays you like to do, right? And so and those will be like reliable plays that you can always like run. But because like you haven't played Raze too much, you don't really have like much of a playbook for yourself. So I would suggest you to try to do new things if you want, or like new things if you can, like rather than always peeking mid. Maybe you could try to work B main if you want, stuff like.
You
Just
want
try
to
to have
play?
enough for
Let's
me.
play.
No.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Looks like it's A.
Yeah, it's
On my way.
nice. Oh, there's
Ya Allah.
You sure it's A?
2 mid.
Doesn't seem like it's A. I'm gonna smoke B, I'm gonna smoke B.
144 and brim.
I've got your trail.
I try.
I just got confused because like I had the Marshall, like the Brimstone bought the Marshall for me, and I was like, you said to play a different angle, so I went to B main, and yeah, I was like the Marshall is not good there, so I went the
share.
share, yeah.
Because we're the best. Don't any of you forget that.
Raze, can I have Vandal skin?
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
I'm gonna off this round. Let
I
me
go.
event.
No problem. Wanna push? Wanna blind for me and
yeah.
push?
If we lose
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
we're fucked, by the way.
No, we
Try
got
to play
this.
a bit safe.
There.
Economy wise.
Can you?
Okay, I'll touch them.
Grenade.
B main. Nice.
Might inside.
Nice. I would say. Ooh.
Sky here, sky here. Hit it on me,
We can view wide. Close left.
Oh my god.
Chill,
Ah,
don't push,
nice
don't
shy,
push,
nice
don't
shy. So that's another idea where
One enemy
take your
remaining.
time with your shots rather than like moving and shooting and like trying to gamble it. Honestly, I would have just given up. Like I would have stopped
Shooting.
going more after the first 2 kills because that was really good already. But you did go for more. I think just know your limits. I would say so. Like it's think about like 1 pick or 2 picks is actually really valuable. But you could see because you guys overheated a little bit. I think you guys could have ended off like the max was the 3rd kill on Jet. But you can see like if you overheat even more,
Me
you
and
might
the
end up
duelist
throwing
goddess.
away your advantage
Let's
because
go.
like they just retrade you or refrag you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just know your limits or like just know after getting a pick or 2, that's already good enough.
I'm gonna molly.
Okay.
But yeah.
Don't pick mid, please. Or if you can flash for me and I can pick it.
I don't have flash.
Nice, good job. Jet is there too.
Spike down A.
I'm gonna smoke.
I thought you're peeking.
I'm so sorry.
Don't peek, don't peek. I got it. I can kill him if he peeks me.
Oh shit. 87 Jet.
Sure.
Trigger.
I shouldn't have picked it. I guess since I'm Plat, I do a lot of ego play, ego peaks and stuff like that.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, so I would say like during that whole time, you had a lot of time to actually just giving it up, but you kept going at it. But I would say I probably would have given up after like 1 or 2 like
Yeah.
reduels, because we had bomb and tree here, and there's not much reason to like really fight for it. I think a way is like do your best to recognize when I'm overheating or when you're like egoing too much. And just like think about like what's your win condition. Of course you could win the rounds killing all of them, but a more consistent way is like either preventing bomb, defusing
You
bombs,
should
stuff like
have
that.
a
Yeah.
buying
Uh,
every round.
But yeah.
Should I just? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna pick here again. I don't know.
Yeah.
B. Can you molly or anything? Boom bot.
Cutting their vision.
Get him.
They might probably going back. They always do this. They start pushing, then they leave.
Smoke's down.
Smart.
Throwing net.
I'm going. Stay. Not rotate.
Reloading.
Oh, it's no wall
TX mid.
though.
Jet mid maybe. I think she went short.
No surprises.
Shit, you scared me.
No. I'm in small. Jet here. Walk, please. Walk.
Is it A?
Oh, he is A.
One side.
Enemy down. Enemy spotted A.
2v3. We can win. I'm 1 HP. Okay, we
Hey,
lose.
on.
Yeah, no, but they didn't plant yet.
One enemy remaining.
There's
Watch
spike.
out your tree.
Spike
Yeah,
down A.
that's good.
I'm 5 HP.
Last
Oh,
player
120.
standing.
She's
30
one tap.
seconds
One
left.
tap. Heaven.
Yeah.
She's more low than you. That's not true, but. Oh, my bad.
Nice shot.
Oh, that was my bad.
Dude, can you not stop
So you knew that she had to come from heaven, which is good that you looked. But again, with your positioning, you're just wide out in the open, where you're forced to fully commit to that duel.
Yeah.
Another thing is because if you try to remember, because she caught you off guard, your first instinct was to crouch and then shoot. And usually, and we'll talk more about why it's bad, but because she caught you off guard, majority of the time she's going to win that duel because she sees you first, and then you're going to be reacting much later. And we'll talk about how you can step after. Nice shot.
Joke's over.
Maybe you should stick to the marshal.
Maybe.
Yeah, one tapping.
He's gonna flash.
You can play anything. Nice, dude, good job.
Bomb buddy out.
Mid.
Spike planted.
He's gonna ult, ready to defuse. Generator.
One
Player
time.
standing.
Oh,
He has ulti, bro. Look at push him.
where is this?
One enemy remaining.
Jen. He was here. Not main.
Didn't she go main? Oh, no, she's main.
He's main.
She's
Sorry.
He's just gonna flash.
Oh.
He was there all the time. I didn't know. Sorry.
I've noticed that like in high elo, like there's people.
When they come A, let's all go A, don't
One
merge.
second. In high elo, there's people like playing off teammates, and
Right here.
some like some people would consider us baiting, and like
Right here.
for example, I sometimes try to play with the teammates and I get baited, and if I play like too aggressive, I don't get traded and stuff like that. I don't know how to play with the teammates, I guess.
I think the best way is you just communicate with them. But we'll talk after this.
Bomb buddy out. I've got your trail.
Oh shit. That was
Last
stupid.
player standing.
Nice shot. You guys, I think your issue with your positioning, where you're putting yourself in overcommitted spots, or like you're just out in the open for a lot of these situations, where you're forced to tank the sky, all this brims, like this phoenix flash and everything. It's just like way too hard to deal with all of that in your spot. So always just kind of be aware, is like, if I get a kill, am I able to like fall back, or am I able to avoid whatever they throw at me, whether it's a flash, a dog, something like that, or ultimate.
Go get him.
That's it.
There.
Launching smoke.
Oh shit. There's one mid, careful. Nice. I should go back to him.
Grenade! Here comes the party!
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Open up the sky.
Last player standing.
Huh?
Spotted A.
Nice shot. He re-jumped onto that angle. Even so, you have to make sure to re-clear it.
Match point.
Rights if you get first pick.
That was actually 9-3 course.
It's okay. It's okay. I still believe you guys can still win.
Yes.
You want to play? Let's play.
Nice.
Bomb buddy out.
Oh. They're going back to mid. Why smoking this? Oh shit. 15
So,
brim.
but you actually did 300 damage with your nade. Rather than, so another thing is, rather than dry swinging it, as Raze, one thing you do lack is like flashing abilities and stuff like that. But don't be scared to be like, hey, KO, can you flash middle so I could swing or anything like that? I believe in your team. 3v2 and your teammate has a main control here.
Brim has smoke. Ult. Careful.
Oh.
Oh my god.
30 seconds left.
I hope they go away. So your Brimstone has a really good lure. Yeah, there
It's
you go. Just kills the guy that's planting.
Yeah.
They actually just... It's not gonna be that.
Left.
Nice.
One enemy remaining. Spike
you guys just
down
won.
A.
Just don't die.
That's a hard thing to ask.
Last player
Yes,
standing.
Oh.
it's up.
There you go. We're going overtime.
Yeah.
Switching sides. Overtime.
What's your opinion with like no shield and biop in overtime?
Right here.
I think it's okay if you're an opper. If you're like jet or chamber, for sure.
No.
I don't mind.
Right here. Right here.
Come, just sit here. Sit here to dodge flash.
I trust the team
She will
plan.
flash you for info. Just come, yeah.
You know what to do.
Hello.
Right
Hello.
here.
Hello.
Phoenix mid.
I would have just said just rush
Right here.
B. But yeah.
Gone.
Nice, good job.
Beacon down.
Nice, start running.
Fast, Phoenix gonna be mid.
Smoke's down.
Oh, no.
I have ult.
Just watch out market.
Throwing net.
Go, go, go.
Bomb buddy out. Satchel out.
There's no need to overheat.
play safe.
You could just probably...
Yeah.
nice try.
Sorry. Yeah, I should have known.
It's okay. So I would say the times when to play aggressive like that is like if you were in the situation of like a 2v4, for sure. You can fight for like market or like look for aggressive play. But if you're in a 4v3 and like you guys are about to get bombed down and also your Brim has
One
an
enemy
ultimate,
remaining.
playing for that advantage is always much better
I see.
than
Man, my
overheating.
brain is so big, I swear. Nice, guys.
Switching sides. Match point.
much as this world hurt me.
Don't pick, please. Please, and we win.
Can you look?
Okay, can you flash for me
go
on
A
B
again?
main?
I'll go B.
Okay.
Mm,
Let's start this party.
There's no one.
I smoke.
Oh, no. Oh, damn, my leg. Oh, damn, my leg.
Wait for them. Don't.
Oh, damn, my leg. Oh, my God.
Okay.
I need to reposition. Oh, shit.
Careful mid. Smoke again. Lose.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining.
Nice, good shot.
Last was B.
Last one lane.
Oh,
Chill.
I-
2v1.
Oh, this Brimstone is the best at clutching. Oh, nice.
Defenders win.
GG's.
Nice.
Brim monster.
always lingers.
Let's see. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna share you my screen. And I'll also send you the notes and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Some good ideas you talk about is, and this makes sense because like you just haven't played Raze too much. So a good way is one big thing about Raze is her satchels are really good not only for movement, but also good for like denying space or preventing players from swinging or like holding control for like a part of a map or something like that. So one idea is like, let's say for some reason you're versing a player on like B main or something, and like rather than like just holding it out in the open or just like holding it normally and like just taking a fair gunfight, one idea is don't be scared during mid duels or mid fights. During mid duels or mid fights, like you could throw a satchel and you could fight with that satchel. And so if they're trying to swing with like into you while this satchel is up, for example, you just like pop it. It won't be as big as like the jump for this, but use your satchels as a way to displace enemies mid duel or prevent enemies from swinging onto you. So one idea is like, let's say you're retaking B site and like let's say you don't have nade or Roomba anymore and you wanna come out of CT, but you're worried about like this lane player that might swing onto you. So sometimes you could like throw like a satchel out like that, and while the satchel is there, it allows you to swing. And if you notice that you get shot from the left side,
Oh,
you'll have the satchel to pop the player away, right? So it'll make them whip the shot, and it'll give you a chance to like look around and have a proper time to fight them. So use your satchels more of like a, I like to call it like a mini nade or a way to like nade players. And I think it's really great. Other than movement, that's another great way to use satchels. But yeah. And then another idea I would say is try your best to practice resetting yourself. I know on the Phantom, you might like to spray or crouch spray a lot, but don't be scared to like practice also bursting, or standing up straight, and then you can like maybe throw in like a crouch spray. I would say the best idea is don't start off your duels with an instant crouch. So like as soon as you see a player, don't try to instantly crouch. Think about your movement first and think about your crosshair placement or your aim first, and then maybe later on you can like throw a crouch. So one idea is rather than like let's say every duel you take, like let's say you swing out and then like you see a person, the first thing you do is like aim and shoot like that. But you can try to add more I would say movement towards it, where you could peek and like you can move around like that and something like that, right? Making yourself a harder target, and then generally you see players that will do this at higher elo where they will, you know, move side to side really well during duels, and then like they might throw a crush spray at the end like that. But yeah, use variance towards how your dueling players' movement, how you burst as well. Even on a Phantom where the gun might support more of a spring playstyle, but definitely don't over rely onto it because sometimes it builds bad habits where you either one end up shooting at the body a lot because you're always crouching and shooting at the body, and two, you're always like in a committed position or you're stuck out in the open. and that might force you to like, let's say you're swinging at a like CT, and the first enemy you see, you instantly start crouch spraying like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you do get the kill, but after you're kind of stuck here,
Yeah.
where a second player will trade you out, and then your kill is kind of meaningless now.
Yeah.
So just be mindful for that.
Okay.
Um,
And
see.
how do I stop like crouching? Like how do I like stop it? Like doing that?
I would say best way. So we talked about it in the beginning, like unbinding your crouch key in death matches
Yeah.
is a great way to practice. Just like you don't have to completely remove crouching out of like your gameplay, but it is good to understand to be more control to it and be more active why I am crouching. Some players generally just crouch because it's like a comfort tool. And the main reason why is because like when players don't feel too comfortable or too confident, is that they will start crouching and spraying. Is because they're aiming for the big body, like just like the torso area, which is like the biggest target that you could try to hit for, rather than like aiming for the head. And so that kind of feeds into like being kind of like relying on crouching for every gun duel you take, and it's just a bad habit to have. You just want to have a variance of how you take your duels and like try to switch it up.
I see.
But yeah. And another idea is a very simple idea, but like whenever you're holding an angle, generally there's sometimes you can stand completely still, but generally like try to move side to side when you're holding an angle. The reason why I wrote this is like if you remember that situation when you were up in heaven
Yeah.
and like you were trying to like make a play by walking into the smoke that you brimstone through, and then you kind of get caught off guard. There's like 3 players there.
Yeah.
So just be movement in this game is very good for a lot of players to help you win a lot of like duels against multiple players, or just in general initially the first 1v1 duel. Because if a player has really good crosshair placement and you're standing still, you're just gonna get instant killed. But using movement throws off that really good crosshair placement in general. No matter what situation you are in, try to always just move side to side, and you can kind of see I'm moving side to side without making a footstep, and I'm running at almost full speed here. So like doing something like this as you're like strafing side to side is a great way to hold an angle too. And that could like apply for any situation. Like if I'm holding like this, I might like peek in and out, and I'm always ready to like fall back into cover if I miss my shot or I feel like I'm overwhelmed. But yeah.
And
See.
how do I deal with the inconsistency? Like even not even the game, like even in the each round, I'm very inconsistent. Like
So I think a good way is, as you play more and more, one thing is a good mindset to have is actively play the game and think about why you're doing something. Because sometimes when we play the game, we just autopilot. Like I'm just doing this because just cause. But like, why am I, peeking here? Why am I trying to fight for this, right? I'm fighting for this because we're down like 2 players. I'm fighting for this control because they have Killjoy ultimate, for example. Or like I'm throwing my nade here because I don't want them to trade me out after I get this kill. When you start giving more intention or reasons why you're making a play, it will allow you to understand, oh, okay, that's why I'm doing a play, and that's why I could like understand why I could rerun it again in that sense, or like when to apply this play for another time or another situation in that sense. I think another way is the agent selection as well. Because you're juggling between so many agents, you like for the example, like because you're a bit inexperienced with playing Raze, you didn't use your satchels as much as a way to like hold down like places. So like for example, if you're entering, you don't always have to satchel into sight. Sometimes you can, sometimes you don't have to. But like some Razes will like throw a satchel like this and like swing out like this, so they don't have to worry about the player swinging out of the tree smoke like that. So it's like stuff like that could be very useful. These little small like details, I would say, can cause you to be inconsistent because like you're jumping between so many different agents where you could be learning like Raze, for example, like these little tricks or these things that you could be doing and building more experience on one agent rather than slowly building experience on 10 different agents very slowly because you're juggling between them. And so I think once you start like sticking towards 1 or 2 agents, you'll kind of start building more of a playbook, a mental playbook, like, oh, I know what to do or like this is what I like to do. I know how exactly my nade will land, or something like that, or like how my Roomba will clear this corner, and this is how I'll play around it. And that overall, having like that mental playbook will often, most times, will give you like a consistent things that you could rely on, and will overall make your game more consistent.
I see.
But yeah, another idea is because like another thing is it could also be like with your dueling at times where you're relying on like crouch spraying a lot. You know that the spray in this game is a little random,
Yeah.
and so it will make it difficult for you to always like have consistencies in your duels when you rely on RNG, right? Where you're like crouching and shooting a lot and stuff like that. So that could be another reason why like some rounds or some games you whiff shots, but other games like you hit your shots just because like purely it's RNG.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why sometimes you want to be more in control where you're bursting like this, and you could even do it on like Vandal as well, where it's much more in control and less of relying on like that randomness. Yeah. Yeah, and then I wrote like some small things for game sets. I think a good idea is like remember patterns, especially the lower elo you are. Players have tendencies that they like to do, or play styles that they have, right? So you, for example, you like to play very aggressively, right? You're
Yeah.
an aggressive player.
Very.
And then we could apply this to like everyone else. Like, the Chamber was an aggressive player too. Like he liked to, fight. He liked to fight A main and he liked to fight B main and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So think of ways like try to identify what the player is or like what the things that they like to do, and how can I counter it either myself or as a team, so that I don't like accidentally like make silly mistakes where you definitely could have like avoided them if you just like thought a bit about it a little bit more, or like think about ways how can I deal with it. I think the best way is trying to actively play the game is so much better than just like doing
Aggressive.
things with like yeah, just like doing things aggressively. Like why am I fighting for example like fighting for that market player, like pushing in your own smoke, fighting that brimstone.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really have much sense or intention behind it.
Yeah.
And in that sense, right? Or like even like not doing something is also a very intentional thing too. I'm not going to overheat because we have this advantage and that advantage, and stuff like that. So I think mainly having intention or activity while you're doing something will allow you to explain a lot of reasons, like, or fix up a lot of things overall, so that you don't make the constantly like same mistakes. But
And
yeah.
I've noticed like a little like I don't know how to play with teammates because like every teammate is different, and some will be very aggressive. Like this team was good because like it was aggressive and they pushed and everything. But when I get like people that play very passive in attacking side, I don't know how to play that game. I end up being like having more deaths than having more kills, and I'm just useless at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, so the best way is reading off your teammates' body language and trying your best to communicate with them. So one idea is if you ever hear like generally really high elo comms is really good. Whether they're like communicating what like they communicate almost everything that they're doing, or like they generally have a game plan. Sometimes I think in this game I couldn't hear comms, but this game it seemed like your whole team was pretty talkative, which is actually kind of like rare at times.
Yeah.
But one idea is always have a game plan so everyone's on the same page. Hey guys, let's all hit B site. Sometimes you could shot call if you want, or ask specific utility. Like that one round you asked your KO to knife A main.
Yeah.
Things like this will make your teammates feel more comfortable playing around you, and then you can feel more confident in your team because everyone knows what they're doing. Sometimes the reason why you might find like your players are not following up with you is like maybe you're not telling them, or they're just not like ready at all. And then there are some situations where they just are super passive for some reason.
Yeah.
But I think generally if you try to communicate with them, saying like, hey guys, let's go B site, let's go do a fast hit B. KO, can you knife this wall for that chamber swinging out? I'm gonna satchel us out onto site. You guys just have to follow me. And that tells them like that makes them feel more comfortable or confident to be able to trust you as a Raze that you're going entry for them.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you don't say anything, and this could even happen to you, where if your teammates don't talk to you, you're just gonna be guessing like, what is my Sova doing, right? I don't know what my Sova is doing. because like he didn't tell me, or like let's say someone throws a dart, right? But then you're not able to play off the dart because like you're across the map, or like you're just not ready for it. Or like your KO or Sky flashes through the window, but you're still here, like clearing out here, and then you're not able to play off of it and stuff like that because they don't tell you, or you're just not ready for it.
Yeah.
So those are some ideas I would say to encourage. You can't control players, but you could influence or make them feel comfortable to play around you, as a teammate. So that's why, like, especially this kind of goes off the note, but initiators are usually like, the most talkative, and you might notice that really good initiators are really encouraging and really good at communicating with players, saying like, "Hey, I could flash for you, right? I'm gonna flash you here. I'm gonna dog you here. I have a dart in 10 seconds, right? I'm darting now. Get ready to spam." Stuff like that. It could be applied for how you play as a duelist. Like, hey, I'm needing market. You guys don't have to worry about market and stuff like that. Just making them feel more confident and comfortable. But
Is this in DCLO, like if you tell them to play default, they wouldn't know what default means, or if you ask them something, they wouldn't listen somehow. So I don't know. It's even as a female, it's kind of hard sometimes to make people listen. I try to, but yeah. Sometimes I just write in chat and say like, I do talk in voice chat, but like this game I didn't talk because I wanted to give more attention to the session. But I do talk. But yeah, I guess every teammate are different.
Yeah. And it's definitely like a struggle. I know even in EU, because you play in EU servers, it's even more toxic. Every person I coach in EU, the games are always feels much more harder because of like so many things. Players are just toxic.
Even
people are also racist.
Even the language barriers sometimes.
Language barrier, exactly right. Not everyone speaks English. It's rare to always have a full team of like people speaking the same language. And there's just so many issues. I think the best idea I always suggest is like having, if you have a dual person that you can play with, at least there's at least one person out of the other 3 people that will be able to listen to you or be able to play around you. That's probably my best bet. But yeah, you just have to. It sucks that you have to do this, but you just have to gauge like your teammates if they're like nice enough. I always encourage you to try at least once or twice. But if you're like flat out like just toxic, racist or whatever, I would just instantly mute them and move on with my day. Because it's not worth keeping up their comms if they're just going to be toxic. Generally, players that start off being toxic will be toxic for the whole game. And it's not worth for your mental health and just like dealing with that. So that's what I would suggest. Getting a duo, try at least once or twice to calm. If it just doesn't work out and they're just being toxic about it, I would just instantly mute. And then I will still, for me personally, I'll still calm whatever I'm doing, and it's just up to them if they want to play off of me if they want. Like, hey, I'm doing this. And then if they don't do it, or if they don't follow up with me, whatever. Like, I did my job, then you guys could like figure out whatever you guys want. But yeah.
As a duo, like I like after like 2K hours, I still don't have a duo. But still, as a duo, if I had to choose someone that goes along with a Raze main, who should I like? What type of person should I choose? Like, if I wanted to rank up, not to have fun, like, if I had to choose a duo, what type?
I would say generally duelist players work really well with initiators, because initiators sets up duelists really well. That's what I would generally suggest. Anyone could work well with the duelist. It's just how you could like set it up. For example, like sometimes, so I main KJ, and like sometimes I will like set up my duelist in ways that like maybe other players won't set up. Like I will like, hey Jet, you want to play wide here? I'll set up a turret and bait for you or something like this, and I'll play with my turret here and bait for my Jet in this corner or something like that. That's one way you could set up. Or like as an Omen player, sometimes I'll play Omen or something. I'll be like, hey Jet, you wanna fight A main? I'll one-way smoke A main for you, and call for my flash. Like I have a flash, I can flash all of A main, something like that, or like this. But generally, like initiators, I'm just showing like you could also play it with like controllers or sentinels. But I think initiators have probably the highest potential working with the duelist, just because of their kit, of how
I
they
see.
could flash and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah. Other than that, that is pretty much it for this session. Does everything make sense? Do you have any like questions, anything like that?
I think I asked everything I had in mind.
Perfect. Yeah. So I know you have another one. I'll give you
Yeah.
a couple days, and then I'll message you, or you can message me. Probably like in 2-3 days, I'll message you. If I forget, feel free to message me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do forget. But yeah, good luck on your games. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me.
Thank you for coaching me. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course. Yeah. And yeah, if you ever have any questions,
Yeah.
feel free to message me on Discord. And yeah, good luck on your games and have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day. Bye bye.